Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us to another episode of Loose Buttons, the podcast that we talk about Traitors UK Season 3. Today, we got a fantastic guest. She's gorgeous, the one and only GiGi L'Amour. Hello, Gigi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm amazing. How are you doing?
I'm very good, very good. Are you enjoying the season of the Traitors so far?
Oh my God, I am absolutely loving it. Like, honestly, this season has been one of the best seasons so far. It's been so entertaining and it's constantly like leaving you shocked.
And who is your favorite? Who is the one that you like the most?
My favorite is actually the left. It was Mina.
Oh, yeah, Mina was an icon. She was
Mhm.
so good. She played an
Yeah.
amazing game, and she showed that having that sisterhood can pay off. You know what I mean? I think she did a really good job. I
Yeah.
think Mina was my favorite traitor, to be honest.
Mina was my favorite traitor. She, like, the way she played the game from the very start and to the end until she got kicked out was honestly was so smart. But she got outsmarted by Charlotte, didn't she? So
as
I have
Tatiana will, as Tatiana will say, choices.
yeah, choices.
Right. Well, let's get into it. So, obviously, today we're gonna discuss the latest two episodes. The first question, Gigi, is obviously going back to what we just talked about, Mina. How do you feel Mina played the game? Do you think she played a good game, a fair game, a sneaky game?
I feel like Mina played a game of being the underdog of the start from the start of the season. But I do feel like as the season went on, she wasn't really too vocal, and then when it did come to it, she was more people were more catching her out because she's been like flying under the radar kind of. But overall, like until the very end, she played such an amazing game. Like it was unreal.
Do you think like all the connections that she built within the game were genuine? Because it felt really genuine, didn't it?
Yeah, like the connections between her and Linda, that was so genuine. I definitely think that she built connections, but she still had in mind that it is a game and you can't hold back when it comes to murdering someone or banishing someone.
Let's have a look at a picture of Mina just now. There we are. That's Mina. Woo!
We
Um,
mean
yeah. So obviously Mina was one of the OG traitors. So I'm gonna ask you a question. If you were to ask to go and play this game, what would you like to be? A faithful or a traitor, and why?
at first I had like this whole idea of me being a faithful, but more getting into it, I'm like, I would love to be a traitor. And the reason why I would love to be a traitor is to be sneaky and on the side. And I am a drag queen, you know, so it's like, girl, the shade comes through, the backstabbing comes through just to win a competition. Girl, I've won it already since I walked through the door.
Do you think Mina made the right decision by recruiting Charlotte?
No, I don't think she made the right decision. I definitely don't think she made the right decision. I think she should have went for someone like Jake or someone else that maybe Leanne at the time. But the decision of recruiting Charlotte and trusting her from the very start wasn't like it wasn't a smart move.
Yeah, sadly, obviously, that was the demise of Mina, unfortunately. Because even from the get-go, Charlotte was like straight with the mind that she was going to stop Mina, which was really sad because I think Mina really kept with the word of the sisterhood, and she was all for like girl power and stuff like that, and we like that. We like to see kind of things like that. How would you feel if you were Mina and obviously Charlotte is backstabbing you?
I think I would be really like I would be really angry because it got to the point where Mina did actually believe that Charlotte was being true to Mina and not going behind her back. But if I found out that Charlotte voted for me there and in the moment, as you seen on Mina's face, she was gutted and she was annoyed. So I feel like I would have the same reaction as Mina did in the moment.
Would you say that Mina's exit line was the most iconic of this season so far?
Of course it was. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah,
It's Mina.
I think everybody was living when she was like, since the start, I've been, and I was like, wow. How do you think Alexander reacted when Mina said to him, actually, you spelled my name wrong?
Do you know Mina coming from that point of view and her turning around and saying that was such an iconic thing to do? She stood her ground and she was basically like, I'm going home and I'm not leaving with someone spelling my name wrong. Period. Like she handled it well, and Alexander must have actually got the fright of his life because I would have if I was him.
Yeah. Oh, he was like a puppy dog, wasn't he? He just like quickly, oh, sorry. Let's go back to that episode when we find out that Leanne is the recipient of the shield That was brilliant, wasn't it? Like then having to go and pick up the boxes and find out whether they got a shield or not. How would you think you would have done in that kind of challenge?
I don't actually think I would be able to hold my face straight, because I'm the kind of person, like, if I was to get something on secret, I can't keep it in. I just can't, because I'm so excited by it. And then if I keep it in, it just eats alive at me. So I need to get it out. So everyone would have known there in that moment, probably by my face.
There you are, people. You heard it here first. Do you think telling only a handful of people and leaving Alexander and Freddie out was a good strategy?
I feel like it just happened for her to tell those people in the time, but it obviously does play an effect later on in the episode.
So let's talk about Freddie. Obviously, Freddie had no choice when Charlotte said to him, you either get recruited by myself or I need to murder you. Do you think you would have accepted as well the offer?
I don't know why you wouldn't accept the offer, because you're basically facing getting murdered and not winning any money. Or you could go in and be a traitor and still win most of the money if you play it well, or you've not been set up.
I think Freddie was so devoted to be a faithful that he forgot that, you know, the day it's a game to win the money. It's not about faithful and traitor. It's who makes it to the end. Obviously, Freddie gets recruited. He's not very happy. How would you have felt you would have been recruited by Charlotte?
Do you know? I don't even know how I would feel, actually, to be honest. Like, I feel like in the moment it would be just a whole, for being a faithful for that long, you're used to the aspect of being a faithful. So if it was to come to the point of you're all of a sudden a traitor at the end of the season, it will come as a shock. But I feel like I would react more like an excited way, but still wary of what Charlotte's trying to do.
I think mentally it would be so draining after
Yeah.
you've been faithful the whole season and you're so close to the final and now you have to change your whole game. Then obviously, Freddie very quick realizes that Charlotte has backstabbed him. What would you have done if you would have been Freddie?
I think I would have exposed Charlotte right there and then. 100% would have exposed Charlotte, but not like properly. But I would have tried to get the other faithfuls onto Charlotte to get her gone, so that the faithfuls win. Because if I was already a faithful, why would I want the traitors to win? I would want the faithfuls to win.
And I think that would be a fair game to play. You keep loyal to your people. Then obviously we get to the round table. Let's have a look at Leanne. Do you think Leanne has played a great game?
Leanne has been playing a great game. I wasn't too much of a fan of her at the start, but she did grow on me. And after Mina left, Leanne's only the kind of girl that's keeping me here watching, really. Because I'm like, if the traitors don't win, then I want Leanne to win. 100%. But Leanne has been playing a good game. She's been under the radar, but she's also been like such a good faithful, and she's been trying her hardest to get out.
Last time we spoke to some of our guests about Leanne, oh my god, she is such a hard woman. She has gone 100 to every challenge. She's brilliant. Let's have a look at Alexander. Alexander obviously joined us kind of halfway through the game. How do you think that twist went when they announced, would have you got off the train if somebody would said, you need to get off the train?
Girl, why would I have went off the train? I'm sitting on the train. I ain't getting off. Like, no thanks. I've made my way the whole way here. Girl, no.
As somebody said in one of the other episodes, I didn't pack for no reason. I'm leaving my suitcase until I get to the hotel. But I think we all knew that they were going to come back some way or another. Because obviously, as Claudia always have said, you either get murdered or you get vanished. That's the only two ways that you can leave the game. How do you think Alexander has played? Obviously, he has made it to the final.
I feel like Alexander has played such a risky game, and somehow he has got out of situations where he could have been banished.
Yeah.
But he's actually played quite a good game since he's came back into the competition.
Yeah.
But he needs to be more wary of what he's saying or what he's reacting like, because it can end bad for him.
And a question that is being asked by everybody else: are you still freaked out by Alexander making that dull noise?
Yeah, I sleep at night and it's in my nightmares.
So we get to the round table and let's have a look at Charlotte. Obviously, I think Charlotte has realized at this point that she's got a little bit of hit on her due to what had been happening throughout the day with Freddie. If you were Charlotte, what would you have done?
If I was Charlotte, I don't think I would go for Freddie. Because if I was, in my mind, if I was to go for Freddie, then Freddie would vote for me. People would pick that up and they would be like, wait a minute, he's voting for the other traitor that's here, possibly. So people would more likely to find out that I'm a traitor, other than if I was to vote for Alexander, people won't be suspicious why Freddie voted for me, kind of thing.
I think that was kind of the libel moment for everybody on that table. Then obviously we find out that Freddie gets evicted, banished, sorry, from the game, which was really sad because I think everybody loved Freddie, bless him, and obviously Leanne and everybody's shocked that he has left. Then with Claudia announces the ultimate twist. What do you think about that?
That is the most gaggiest thing ever, and it's so deadly when it comes to the traitors, and the fact that Charlotte got chosen. Wow,
It's such a brilliant twist for this game, and even more of a twist is the fact that we found out that Alexander gave all his coins to Frankie. Do you think that was a good game plan from Alexander?
I think it was a good game plan in total because he's trying to show that he is faithful, and him by doing that proves that he's faithful in a way. Because if you were a traitor, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't give
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense. Now let's have a look at Frankie. So Frankie wins the power of the seer. We never have seen this before in any of the other traitors, not even in the other franchises, which it was really interesting to see something different. And obviously, as we know, Frankie ended up getting it. Would you have chosen Charlotte if you were?
Yeah.
Frankie? Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have chosen Charlotte because I feel like there was a lot of heat under her through other people, and then I realized that I would have realized that Freddie brought her name up, and then I'm like, I actually want to see who I think is a true faithful, like in her sense, Francesca thinking about Charlotte, and I would have chose Charlotte the same reason that Francesca chose her.
It makes total sense. We all were coming. It was no rocket science, to be honest. Then obviously that's us going to the final. Obviously on tonight's finale, we're gonna find out when basically Charlotte has to reveal that she is a traitor. If you were Charlotte, what would be your game plan from here?
So I'm kind of unsure with how the seer works. So can Francesca expose to the whole team that Charlotte is a traitor?
Yeah, but also they could say that Francesca is bluffing and that Francesca in that because she wanna kill the most faithful of the group, which is
so that's what I'm trying to. That's what I would do. Is if I was Charlotte, I would put it back onto Francesca, and I would be like, she's trying to flip something around to make me seem like a traitor, just so she wins, kind of thing.
Now our final question. Let's have a look at our finalists. So we got a picture of our gorgeous finalist. Who do you think is gonna win it?
I think Leanne's gonna win it.
You think Leanne is gonna win it?
Yeah,
Why?
I'm feeling.
Why do you think it's Leanne?
I don't know. She just has this energy about her, and she's built up the story so much, and she's always been like. I just feel like she's been backstabbed quite a lot in the competition, and now she's clocked on to the point that, like, no one is actually. She's actually clued up now, and she actually realizes what's going on. So I feel like she could win tonight.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Gigi. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Where can people find you? What are you doing? What's new?
Thank you so much for having me. I've actually had such a good time, and it's been amazing talking about the traitors. You can find me on Instagram at the GGGi L'Amour and the same on TikTok. And then also, if you want to catch a little show coming up now and then, you can catch me at the pageant in Delmonico's next Wednesday. And then I have a few shows coming up in February as well in Delmonico's, so keep your eyes peeled.
That is brilliant. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the
you.
I hope you enjoyed our grand finale of the Traitors UK season 3.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye.
Later. Bye-bye.